Ram Kapoor is here. What's up, Ram?
What up, baby? Before you say anything, I just want to say I'm a huge fan. I diligently listen to your morning. I can't say that. You'll have to beep that out. And just keep doing what you're doing, man. I love it.
I'll tell you what, I'm not much into serials, but when you're on, and I'm passing the living room where the television is, I stop and take a couple of looks, and I'm not even gay.
Don't do this because I genuinely think you're cool, and I will stop thinking so. You're not my target audience, so please don't watch.
Ram, Ria and Saqib says you kept them regaled with all your dirty jokes on the sets of Mere Dad Ki Maruti.
Please don't believe a word they say. They're full of shit. Okay, and I don't know. You've got to take everything they say with a pinch of salt. Okay, maybe not Ria. She's a darling. But my son, the least said the better. He shouldn't have been born.
This whole Punjabi connection, Mere Dad Ki Maruti and this and that. This Punjabi, you're as Punjabi as it gets with a surname like Kapoor. So, what happens before you sign a film? Do you have to vibe with the director or do you have to vibe with the production house? The script is okay. I mean, everybody says it has to be a good script. But in terms of human interaction?
I look for two things. Am I in safe hands? Now, having said so, it means can I trust my director and the production house? At the end of the day, when you start a project, you are in the production house's hands. You're leaving everything to them. And trust is a very strong part of this industry. We have to trust each other to make this product, whatever we're making. It's not a one-man show. The director has to trust his actor, the actor has to trust the director, and vice versa, at every level. And for me, trust is a very big thing. I have to trust the people I'm working with completely to be able to give my all. So that is what I look for. If the production house is solid, then it's very easy to trust. Now, when I YRF comes to you, the trust is immediate because they're at the top of their game. So whatever I expect from them will be delivered. I better match up to that. So right there, the trust factor gets nullified, which is very important for me. The other thing, once the trust thing has been nullified, the other thing is within the script, within the project, what is my space and can I crack it? As in, can I shine within my space? I don't care if it's a smallie, it's a biggie, it's an ensemble cast, it's a whatever. Do I have a big thing? Do I have a small thing? It does not matter. Whatever I have, can I shine in it? And if I can, if it'll help me grow as a person, as an artist, and if I can shine in it, buddy, you're on.
To me, the lesson that I can learn from you is sheer adaptability. I mean, here's a man who, you did method acting at Stanislavski school and you're coming back and doing regular TV soaps and then cinema. So now that, you might think it's second skin to you, but that's a damn difficult thing to do, my friend. So how do you manage?
Because of my method acting, to be very honest with you, that's what they teach you. They instill in you that please understand you are entering the most difficult industry on the planet. To make it in show business is a Herculean task, and do whatever you need to do it. Just work. They instill this into you. So for me to come back here and do television for 10 years is a boon because I know with every essence of myself how hard it is. And I'm being able to work. They just keep saying just work because good work will get you more work. So just work. If you're a working actor, you're already in the top 2% because there are 98% who are still wannabes. So I already know I'm in the top 2%. So whether it's television, whether it's theater, whether it's whatever, reason I can do everything with all of me in it is because of my method training.
For those of you who are listening and you don't know this, Ram's dad, respected, revered figure in the world of advertising. I'm convinced that even if you had chosen the advertising route, you would have been a kick-ass client servicing guy, if not a creative guy. So does that linger somewhere in the background?
Yeah, people say to me, my well-wishers say to me that whatever I would do well. I also like to believe that if I had really seriously pursued advertising, I would have probably done well in it. But how do I put this? It would still be a job. It would still be work. Whereas this isn't. This is my passion. This is what I die to do. I have not become an actor because of convenience or because of anything else. I become an actor because a part of me would die if I didn't. I was that badly yearning to be an actor. So because of that, no matter how hard, and yes, I'm a very busy actor. In fact, it's quite a joke in the industry that Ram is busier than the president. But that's not because I'm a Salman Khan or a Shah Rukh Khan. That's because I'm trying to balance television and film together, which is very, very difficult. When you're doing television at the top level, you have shows revolving around you. You're in every scene. Then that in itself is a challenge. Now on top of that, you're trying to do cinema, and that too big films. You're working with Karan Johar, you're working with YRF, you're working with Farhan Akhtar, then you're asking for trouble. But the reason I can do that is because it's not work. I love it so much that it's like if I have an 18-hour day, that's 18 hours of rocking. You know what I mean? That is why it had to be this and nothing else.
One international track and say why you like it.
Oh, Jesus Christ. You have made me go blank. I'm a very avid music lover, and I like a lot of genre of music. If you look at my phone right now, you'll be astonished at the variety of music I have in here. So you're telling me to name one? How is that even possible?
One retro song. So I'm going to close the genre in on you. One retro popular song.
Well, I will mention it not necessarily because it's my all-time favorite. It's one of the top there, but I will mention it on your platform because a lot of people are listening, and I think this should be the anthem of the world, and it would be imagined by John Lennon.
Beautiful. Let's talk about the film business now. You know, the whole studio culture, it used to exist in India earlier on. You know, there was Navketan, there was RK Studios, which used to pay salaries to their actors, you know, and it was so beautiful. And then we moved to the private producer system where black money came in and there was solo producer. We're back to the studio system. I still think there are a couple of flaws here. And it's so wonderful that you're with your YRF, and that's something I've got to mention, because even otherwise in the studio system, I know how I get treated. And that's another thing I was saying outside to somebody at YRF, to Amit, saying that it's so beautiful that at YRF everybody gets treated equally. You know, you don't. I'm not saying treat me badly or treat me, you know, extra special, but treat me uniformly.
Absolutely.
How much has the film business changed over the years? Your thoughts?
I think you're pat on. It did go through this upheaval that you mentioned earlier. And I am very happy that I have entered it when the film industry is kind of cleaned up in a sense. 10-15 years back, it would have been very difficult to get a bank loan or to get a corporate backing to your project because of what you rightfully said. There was a lot of black money. There was a lot of dubious money where, you know, there were iffy things. And the image at that time was very different to what it is today. But the film industry has really cleaned up. It's really cleaned up. Today, kind of corporate support we have, kind of backing we have with banks, with anything. Today, anybody, whether you are a Yashraj or whether you're a newcomer, you can get backing, you can get funding for your film entirely. I think this was bound to happen. We have always been one of the largest film industries in the world, and this was bound to happen. So I'm very happy that it is cleaned up, and that's it's the moment of multiplexes, it's the moment of variety, it's the moment of not only the big 100 crore plus films, but also the smallies. So an actor like myself, a character actor, is getting to do so much work. And it's like this, I'll tell you something. You mentioned my father earlier in this. Yes, I come from a corporate background. My father, while he was, I'm talking 20 years back in time, always looked down upon the film industry for a variety of reasons. Some of them you mentioned. Some of them was because actors, yesteryear stars, some of them because of their behavior or because of their coming 5 hours late or 6 hours late, added to the corporate world kind of looking down at them. So when he found out 15 years back that my son was to be an actor, the impression he had was vastly different. He was not at all happy that I want to be an actor, not because I'm his only son and I didn't want to join his company, because he thought that the industry I'm joining is not right. It took me 10 years to convince him. He quietly watched my growth. And in the process, he watched the industry. And today, his thoughts are much changed. Today, he knows, okay, it's really cleaned up. Today, the film industry is just as solid as the corporate industry or as the advertising industry. Or reversely, there is as much slime on the underbelly of advertising as there is in this. So I'm in a very happy time, happy place. And I just hope that, this is just a start.
I'll tell you another reason why I think you're really successful is because you worked with two people who have a reputation that precedes them of being very, very difficult. Both I've also worked with. One is Amir Raza Hussain. I did Legend of Ram with him.
Yes.
And the other is Ekta Kapoor, who I continuously voiced for over the years. And you seem to have a fabulous relationship with both. How do you straddle that, Ram?
Yeah, I'll put a third name in this. Yes, you mentioned two very volatile names. I'm going to put a third name which you will immediately relate to. I have also worked for 3 long years with Mr. Prahlad Kakkad. Can you imagine? So I think, if I respect somebody, then I overlook all their idiosyncrasies or all their volatile up and down mood swings, whatever you might call it. So like people like the names you've mentioned, Amir Raza Hussain, Mia, I call him Mia, or Ekta, or even PK, Prahlad. I have tremendous respect for these people. And because of that is why I wanted to work with them. And that is why I can take the mood swings. I can take the yellings, the firings, the whatever. And I think somewhere they also in their dealings with me have seen, this guy jhalos me because this guy likes my work. You know what I mean? I'm a very Mufat kind of person. So I say it. I don't keep things hidden. I say it. So I think that's why somewhere I've managed to work well with people like this.
I loved you and Gautami together in Student of the Year.
Oh, thank you.
Are people coming? Are people coming again with roles for the two of you together?
Yes, they are. I'm about to start a film called Shadi Ke Side Effects with Farhan Akhtar and Vidya Balan, where I have a very interesting role. And there again, they said that would your wife like to play a wife in the film? And she has 4 rather lovable scenes. So yes, things happen.
The kids have got to show some acting genes, man. Look at the parents. So are they showing some?
Oh, my son is too young, but yes, he stands next to the television and puts on Student of the Year and will dance to every song. Radha is his favorite. He will match Varun Dhawan's steps dot for dot. Varun Dhawan is his god, by the way. If he sees Varun Dhawan, he will leave us and go to him forever. So he is showing the genes. But we are doing everything in our power to contain them. They're not allowed to see all of my work. And we're trying to contain them as possible because we want them to grow up completely, have a good full education. After that, do what the hell you want.
Last couple of questions. We have a Heart forum. Baman and me have talked about littering and garbage today. So your thoughts about littering and garbage and how we can have a heart for that?
You know, I travel a lot. I literally travel a lot because of my work. And I've noticed something that Indians, when they're out of the country, they're perfect. They're impeccable. They don't litter. They do the correct thing. But that same Indian, when he comes back, somehow his mindset changes. I can't understand it, but it's true. And I don't know how this will change, when this will change. We just keep trying to tell our children to not do it. But, I'm at a loss here. The other issue that I would like to bring up apart from littering, is the drought that we are suffering, and Holi is around the corner. I think, we should use platforms like this to try and urge people to maybe consider a Holi without water for a change. Because it's time that all of us need to conserve water. Things are bad. And Holi is a festival where things get a little crazy, a little nuts. So I'd like to use this to just try and urge people that if you want to play Holi, how about a waterless Holi for a change? Hey, it might be fun.
बड़े अच्छे लगते हैं. And मेरे dad की Maruti, the promos that I've seen, there's a lot of nervous energy in you. Are you like that in real life too?
Yeah, I'm quite chilled actually. In real life, I'm very chilled out, very happy-go-lucky kind of thing. But I try to get into different avatars when it comes to my work. Now, some people think that I am like that. Some people think that I'm not. I leave it to the audience to decide.
What's the last lovely international holiday that you took, and what are the highlights?
I was recently in Las Vegas for a film shoot, but I took my wife along because it was her 10th year wedding anniversary. So I showed her Vegas the way it should have been seen. The best shows in the house, the gambling, the works. It was 1 in a million, man.
Last question. How much do you use the internet? You're active on Twitter. I know that you enjoy it. You enjoy Facebook, Twitter, interacting with your fans. Do you surf a lot? Get the news on Google?
Yes, I am very active on the internet. I'm not on Facebook because I think Facebook invades your privacy a little too much. When I got onto Facebook, my fans went a little nuts. So I choose to only be on Twitter, and I'm very active on Twitter. I love getting the feedback that I do from my fans, positive and negative. And I'm a big believer in technology. I'm quite a tech geek that way. I'm a big believer in technology. I think technology is there to help us, to help take us forward. And I do use the internet very strongly. I'm a big Google guy. I'm a big Apple guy. And if you come to my place, you will find all the latest gadgets. That's where I spend my money on.
On behalf of everybody around the country who's heard this interview on the radio, I've got to say, I'm positive they've had as much fun as me doing this, man. Ram Kapoor, thank you.
Thank you so much for having me, man. Thank you.